And the problem continues. So, I got loaded 3 o'clock, right? I don't remember what the miles were now, but it's like 400 miles or so. And I told him, hang on, let me check. Now, of course, with Google, it's not as accurate because it's giving car routes and not truck routes. Here we go. What the hell? Where did it go? So I got to do an 8-hour split tonight in order to get to the shipper in time in order for me to get home. Why is my history not even here? This is so weird. I gotta bring up my load here. 14955. Eventually, we'll get somewhere. There we go. So, this is actually the way that I'm going, more or less. So, 329 miles. Yeah, which that's not exactly accurate. The truck route is bringing me out over here on the other side of Marshfield. But that might work too. I don't know. But anyways, the truck GPS said it was more miles than the car GPS says. But nonetheless, so, you know, without stopping to go to the bathroom, without traffic and all that hoopla, the computer says I can make it in 5.5 hours, which every truck driver knows that's a bunch of crap. It's totally more than that. At least an hour more than that, maybe 2. All right. So we'll just say an hour. So you got 6.5 hours. So 6, 7, 8 plus 10-hour break. So that's 18 plus your pre-trip and post-trip. So that's 18 and a half. And then counting stopping to go to the bathroom, because you got to do that. You know, stopping to get something to eat, you got to do that. Stopping to get fuel, got to do that. We'll just add another hour. So it's 19 hours, right? 19 and a half. So I said I'll be there at 10 o'clock, right? But if I do an 8-hour split, I could be there by 8. He didn't argue this time. Normally, you know, he acts like I'm some sort of robot and I should be able to make it there as fast as Google says I should make it there. Oh, you know, He'll just take the... I don't know why dispatchers do this, but they just take the computer miles, which computer miles is not actual miles. I mean, Google's more accurate than their computer miles. Their paid miles. Let's just look at the paid miles. Paid miles. Well, believe it or not, it's actually kind of close, right? So the paid miles is actually 326 miles, which that's the closest I've seen it. Normally it's like 10% less, 7% less, or more, whatever. So, yeah, less. So that's actually pretty accurate. All right. But normally it would say like 300 miles or 290 some miles, right? When it's actually 330 miles. So, or probably even more according to the truck route, because this is a car route. And their computer only goes zip code to zip code. So they think we have less miles to drive than we really do. And then they're going on a calculator. Okay, the truck can go 70 miles an hour. So, let's see here. 300 miles times or divided by 70. Where's my calculator? This is how they do it. Right? So 300 divided by 70. I should be there in 4.25 hours. Where even Google says it's going to take longer than that, right? 5.5 hours. But they're saying, you know, according to the computer, this is how they do it. I know how they work. So, the way he's looking at it with the computer saying, oh, he can make it there in 4.5 hours. Not 5.5, not 6.5, 4.5. Okay? Now, plus 10-hour break, not counting pre-trip and post-trip, not counting stopping and going to the bathroom, not stopping to fuel, not stopping to eat. This is their calculation. Oh, he should be able to make it in 14 hours. So 3 plus 3, 1,700, which, you know, minus 12 equals 5 a.m. I should make it there 5 a.m. No problem. What's the problem? Yeah, that's not reality. You know? I had another dispatcher, this Ben guy. He basically does that. His calculations are usually like an hour to 2 hours off. It's like he thinks I can make... He was my substitute dispatcher. I liked him other than this fact. His calculations would always put me there 2 hours before reality. You know? And he would be like, oh, why can't you make it? I was like, if I don't stop to go to the bathroom, if I don't stop to get fuel, if I don't have any traffic, I might be able to make it. You know, maybe. It'll be close. Right? So it's like, that's how they dispatch. And then, we're the bad guys because we are not as fast as the computer is. You know, that's the problem, right? Now, of course, he didn't complain about me getting there at 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock if I take my 8-hour split, which I have to take my 8-hour split. If I get there at 10, I'm not going to get loaded till afternoon, and then I definitely won't make my appointments. That's the whole point of me getting home on Friday is to make my freaking appointments, right? So... and I already addressed this on the last 2 videos. Oh, hang on. Go up here. So, I said loaded ETA 10 a.m. unless I do an 8-hour break, which I plan to do. Then I may be there by 8 a.m. They open at 7:30. So, that's his expectation. Me to be there at 7:30, 8 o'clock at the latest. Right? If I don't get unloaded in time to get my business day, business hour stuff done, we are going to have to try again in 2 weeks. Now, I didn't say next week. I said in 2 weeks. Right? because I got a family reunion next weekend, which I'm probably not going to make, to be honest. The way shit's going right now, I'm probably not going to make it. But anyway, I'm starting to hate this company. I really am. Dispatchers will totally make or break a company. Alright, so anyways. Or, okay, wait. Let me go back. You've probably already read this. I gotta read it again. If I don't get unloaded in time to get my business day, business hour stuff done, we're going to have to try again in 2 weeks, and no more funny business, or I'm out of here. We did good for 6 months. I don't know why all of a sudden we are having issues, you and me. On that note, and I'll remind you, I need my home time in Kansas City next weekend for family reunion, you know. So I'm not asking for a weekday off. I'm asking for a weekend in Kansas City for a family reunion, right? So he says, I'm not in charge of this anymore. You had a talk with Catherine. Expectations stay the same. He's from another country, so he doesn't speak, he speaks broken English. His English is real good, though. I'll give him that. Friday or Saturday morning, get back, and Monday, leave out. If you leave out Monday and you need to be back home Friday early morning, that's an issue. Well, yeah. If I don't get home Friday, tomorrow, to get my business stuff done, because he called me and tried to fast talk me or trick me into picking up another load that delivers Monday in Chicago. He wanted me to pick it up Friday. I need to be home Friday to get my business stuff done. If I'm delivering Friday morning and then going and picking up a load, where do I have time on Friday to get my business stuff done that I'm requested to be home on Friday to get done? I mean, what the fuck? I mean, where is the logic here, right? I'm trying not to be emotional about this, but this is illogical, right? Okay, so he says, the talk we had with Catherine, I thought that resolved it. You and me both. I guess not. I'm not having any issues with anyone. Office finally caught up to all the drivers and saw that we are not meeting expectations on days out on the road and miles driven. I have to report back to someone and do my job. All I'm doing is work, nothing personal. All right, fine. So I replied, first off, I think you're misconstruing things. I'm not expecting to be home Friday morning every week. Just this week so I can get my business day, business hour stuff done. I keep having to repeat myself. If I can't get home in time to do so, then yes, we have to try again. Duh, right? You got me a load home, which delivers tomorrow morning, which is good. Hopefully, I get out of the customer in time in order to get my stuff done. But then you called me yesterday trying to get me to pick up a load tomorrow that delivers Monday in Chicago, when you knew I need Friday off to get my business day, business hour stuff done. If I deliver and then pick up a load on Friday, then that will just totally negate the whole purpose of me getting home Friday to take care of business. Plus, it would only give me a 34-hour reset, which we've already had that discussion. That's why I got rid of Paul. He tried pushing that 34-hour crap, reset crap on me, and now you. My accountant, the bank, the government, and some other businesses are not open on the weekends. How am I going to take care of these things on the weekends? How hard is that for people to understand? Occasionally, I need a weekday off. It's only common sense. You get to take extra time off to do the things that you need to do, but yet it's a problem if I do. I have a problem with that. But that's okay, because I'm probably not going to be here much longer anyway. Yes, I too thought we had this resolved till you called me and tried to pull a fast one on me. When I had my conversation with Catherine, she pretty much agreed with me. I understand you have to meet your quotas and you get paid commission, so the more miles I turn, the more money you make. But if I wasn't in the dock twice a day and you didn't wait till I was unloaded to find me a new load, maybe I would have more miles and you wouldn't have to cut into my home time to make you and the company more money. No, I don't have a problem with you waiting till I'm unloaded to find me a reload. But if that's the reason you have to cut on to my off time to get more miles, then that I have a problem with. If you expect me to do 8-hour splits every night, that's not going to happen. I run as hard as I can and as safe and legal as I can. I'm not sacrificing safety for miles. I may not have the most miles out here, but I have probably the most safe miles. Or at least I'm in the top percentile of safe drivers with this company. But that's not important. I get that. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's not you. Maybe you just have to meet, maybe you're right. Maybe it's not you. You just have to meet your quotas. Maybe HMD is the problem. Maybe I just need to go somewhere else. Somewhere that works for me, because this isn't working. Good night. So that's that. And here's my conversation with Catherine. I told her yesterday what happened. I says, I'm probably going to want a new dispatcher if he tries pulling something like this on me again. I have requested to be home Friday so I can finish getting my business stuff done. Okay. So I got a load that delivers Friday morning. Not too big of a deal. Then he calls me asking me to pick up another load on Friday before I go home that delivers Monday in Joliet. When I said I cannot do that, but I can pick up a load Sunday or Monday, he wanted to tell me I will have too many days off. When I was only home for 24 hours last weekend and wasn't even planning to have last weekend off so that I could have the extra day off this weekend. He said something about me having 4 days off is too many days off, and I started to get angry again and started to yell at him again. One more time, and I'm done. I'm pretty much done. So she got back to me today. She said, "Hi, David. Sorry I didn't check Viber. I don't check Viber often. Thank you for updating me and sending me the message. I forwarded it to our driver relations team. They will more than likely give you a call this afternoon or tomorrow to discuss the issue you're having with Larry." So I said, thank you. And if you watched the last video, I already had my conversation with Stoller. So I'm probably just going to leave these guys and go there. Where's my... So looks like I got an appointment maybe this weekend to take my drug test in Springfield. So that's where I'm going. I'm waiting for confirmation. I basically said, okay, I can do it this weekend. Next weekend, I will be in Kansas City for family reunion. Maybe. Thanks. So I signed up for Uber because I'm probably going to have to take an Uber from HMD to Stoller. Because I'm going to probably clean out my truck this weekend too. Which means I'm not going to get stuff done this weekend because I got to clean out my truck. Because I'm probably going to be quitting here pretty quick. I mean, I don't have a shit ton of stuff in here, but I do have more than I probably should. So I'm just going to clean out my truck. CYOA. Cleaning out my truck this weekend. I'm going to go take that drug test this weekend. It'll take them a few days to get the test results back. Once I get the green light, because I don't do drugs, then I'll get my 2 weeks notice and I'm out of here. I was looking at maybe a U-Haul, maybe taking Uber to the U-Haul, and then getting my U-Haul, loading up the U-Haul, taking my stuff to the next trucking company and starting fresh next month. But then I looked up Uber and it's like only $1 a mile. Well, it's $2 a mile one way, $1 a mile round trip if they don't have anything going back. And I'm like, fuck, it'll probably cost just as much to get a U-Haul, so I might go ahead and just take an Uber all the way there. Let's see if that's still in the database. I've never used Uber before, so hopefully I wasn't missing something and it's going to cost me extra. Did I save that? Hopefully it's saved. Maybe it didn't. Go back. Trying to go back. Thank you. There it is. All right. So, if I take an Uber that's going to give me room for all my crap, okay, it's a little bit more of this. I did it backwards before. And maybe it went up because it's 10:40 p.m. Let's check. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's just say it's tomorrow. Okay, it's a little more tomorrow. Let's change it for, say, Hang on. Halloween. I will say noon. Because that'll probably be more realistic. Okay. So about the same. So I guess it's cheaper to go from the south to the north rather than the other way around. So, all right. So it'll cost me about $275. Let's just call it 75. So now I got to go and do some homework on how much it's going to cost me for U-Haul for the same distance, and then Uber from the terminal to U-Haul, and whichever one's cheaper. But again, I don't know, that's really not terrible. If I get a smaller vehicle, if I pack less stuff in the truck, how do I go back and change vehicles? Oh, here it is. I don't care about legroom. I care about storage space. I could probably get it all in a smaller car. Or a medium car. I don't know. It'd probably be better to do SUV type of thing, because then that way I just put my stuff in the back. They're not worried about my stuff being on their seats. You know, they'll probably want everything to fit in the trunk. So if it was me and I had a nice car, I don't know what kind of car they're going to show up in. But if it was me and I had a nice car, I wouldn't want, people to pile all their stuff in my seats, maybe. Depends on how dirty their stuff is. I'm fairly clean. So, I don't know. Anyways, I gotta go to bed. But now that I'm pissed off again, it's gonna be hard for me to sleep.
Mostly clear. Lows in the upper 30s.
But anyways. Yeah, I pre-typed it over here. So that I had made sure I could proofread it and spell check it and stuff. My spelling's not all that great, but it's better than it used to be, so I'm not complaining. Other people can complain all they want, I don't care. So yeah, I've had a feeling I was going to be going back to tankers for too long, and I was right. Dry van's just not for me. Dry van sucks. But overall, I've worked for some really shitty dry van companies and some pretty shitty reefer companies. But yeah, bottom line is, apparently they don't make enough money, and so they're more about, killing their drivers to get as many miles as possible so they can make enough money. And tankers are more laid back, I'd say 9 times out of 10. I wouldn't say 9 times out of 10. I'd say 75% of the time they deadhead you like a lot. For example, the last company I worked for, we hauled cattle feed. And unless they had a top load that can go in the trailer that would come back to the yard, they deadheaded me all the way back. 600 miles, 700 miles, whatever. I didn't have to sit and wait in docks twice a day. when I got to the customer, I unloaded. I was in control of how long it took me to unload, and I got that trailer unloaded in about an hour, give or take. Usually a little bit longer than an hour, but about an hour. About an hour to an hour and a half. That's how long it took me to unload, because I had a 3-compartment trailer. Usually I had 2-compartment or 3-compartment, because nobody likes the 3-compartment or 2-compartment trailers. They all want smoothbore. And I'm like, I don't care what I haul as long as it's decent equipment. That's one thing about HMD. They take care of their equipment. That's the only reason why I quit the last company. They didn't take care of their equipment. Their equipment was shit. And I was afraid I was going to have... I was afraid they were going to mess up my CSA score, because they wouldn't fix their equipment. So it was like, eventually I was going to get caught. So it was either quit or mess up my record. So I quit. and or potentially have a safety hazard, because I had a steer tire go out. I was trying to get them to fix, and they wouldn't fix it. Well, it wasn't the steer tire I was worried about them fixing yet. It was the problems behind the problem. You know, they just wanted to band-aid things like the government and the medical industry. They didn't want to actually fix the problem, right? So they just wanted to band-aid it. And I was like, no. We got to fix this problem, this root problem that's causing this other problem. But they didn't want to fix it. And I didn't understand why they didn't want to fix it, because it was eating up steer tires. Steer tires are not cheap, right? Why don't you just want to fix the problem? Well, eventually the steer tire went out on me, blew out the headlight, blew out the windshield washer reservoir, took out the electrical system, took out something else. I can't remember what it was. And the truck was down for 2 weeks. All because they didn't fix the problem. Because I kept bugging them to fix the problem, they wouldn't do it. Now, I managed to keep it on all 18. I managed to not, go in the ditch. I managed not to roll it over. I managed not to run anyone else over. I kept it all upright, fully loaded tanker at 75 or 70 miles an hour. The speed limit was 75 out there. And so I was doing the speed limit, right? I had an 85 mile an hour truck. Speed limit was 75. I was booking it, right? Boom, steer tire blows out. I thought I had at least another month, but they wouldn't fix the root problem. I kept bugging them to fix the root problem. And I was like, well, if they're not going to fix the root problem, then I'll get the steer tire fixed. But I thought I had more time. I was trying to get the root problem fixed before I replaced the steer tire. Should have did it the other way around. But if I did it the other way around, they wouldn't have fixed it. Well, they finally fixed it after I bitched, because if they didn't fix the root problem, we wouldn't have this problem in the first place, right? So finally, they listened to me. But I still had the same problem. They kept not wanting to fix other things that needed to be fixed. They made good money, but they just didn't care about their equipment. They weren't a fly-by-night operation, but they sure acted like it. So anyways, that was the biggest problem with them. There was one lady there I didn't get along with, but I barely had to deal with her, so it was great. And then towards the end, they transferred her somewhere else, which was even better. But yeah, I got along with everybody. The pay was okay. I make more money here than I did there, but I enjoyed what I was doing. It was more relaxed, more laid back, minus the maintenance issues. But and here, it's stressful, but not as stressful as other dry van companies, and they take good care of their equipment. They generally, I would used to say they take pretty good care of their drivers, but now I'm starting to have to change that opinion. But they do take good care of their equipment. like I said before, other people might disagree with me, but they've been taking care of my equipment, and that's all I know. Other drivers might say, well, they take care of me. That's all I know. And that's true. They're not taking care of me anymore. They used to, or at least, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Maybe I'm the problem. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm the problem. But then again, they don't think they're the problem either. So, somebody's got to figure this out, because I'm out of here. And they're going to keep losing other drivers if they don't fix the problem. I don't think I'm the problem, because 2 other drivers in this group chat that I'm in quit for similar reasons that I'm now going to quit. And I don't know. I'm not going to go online to give them a bad review, because I like the company overall. This is the only place you'll find me giving them a bad review, probably. But if they fix this dispatcher problem, I think they could be a good company. I don't know what the problem is. I know some of the over-the-road people are having some problems. Maybe the flatbed divisions are not having problems. I know their safety score is in the toilet. In fact, lately I've been getting pulled into all the scales, or almost all the scales. So now I'm starting to get paranoid about that. I got a perfect record. And if you look at my Nitrodyne stuff, go back and look at my Nitrodyne videos, I'm in like the top tier drivers when it comes to like safety score. Now sometimes I fuck off and I don't care. Like this week I already California stopped at like 3 stop signs, and my AI system yelled at me, because now it talks to you when you run the stop signs. I didn't run it, I just didn't come to a full and complete stop. I did a California stop, but the coast was clear, so I yielded and I took off. I was almost stopped. In fact, 1 or 2 of the times I was almost literally stopped, but according to the AI, I was not. So he yelled at me. So there's 3 points this week off my Nitrodyne score. But let's look at my Nitrodyne score real quick before I go to bed, because now I'm pissed off and I can't sleep. Probably won't be able to sleep. I usually don't go to sleep till 9 or 10 anyways, but you got to shut down before 8 o'clock or you can't find any parking anywhere. I mean, lately I've been sleeping more because I'm stressed out. But let's look, okay? For the month of October, it's not over yet. This is only the 13th, I think, yeah. My following distance is 3.5. Supposedly that's pretty good. I do have 20 alerts in 13 days. 1 alert per day is me covering up the camera that spies on me in my truck. Alright, I don't have any blue stars this month, where last month I think I did. Last month I had 2 blue stars. Month before that, 2 blue stars. Not so much this month because I've been pissed off. But last 2 months my score's been over 900, right? August 906. September 923. October 919 so far, right? Let's go weekly. All right. I gotta keep moving this thing, otherwise it'll time out on me. So this week, my score is 928. I had 5 points taken off of me. Well, it's been 4 days. Tomorrow's day 5. So yeah. One of those is me running a stop sign, or yielding at a stop sign. I didn't run it, I yielded. Right? Now, last week, I was pissed off. So I probably got, I know I got a lot more points on me. I got 14 points last week against me. Not sure what those were all about. Probably tailgating or, being within my following distance. But it still says my average following distance was 3.5. So who knows? Climbing hills, a lot of times I'll be too close and the thing will yell at me because I don't want to lose my velocity. So some of that could have been that. I'll find out next week. I got 14 red alerts on me. I'm sure I'll get a notification next week. I ain't got one yet. Nothing. I haven't got any notifications about anything since September 21st, but I think that was a repeat from September 19th. Okay, September 21st, September 19th. Yeah, so really, I haven't got anything for a whole month. Nothing, right? So last week, I probably did some stuff that is going to give me a notification. I'm going to have to watch a video or something, and I'll record it next week too, by the way. Let you know what happened with my Nitrodyne thingy. But still, last week I'm over 900, 903. The week before that, 937. The week before that, 950. The week before that, not so good, 889. Not sure what that was all about. That was September 12th. And that was before I started having issues. So I'm not sure what that was all about. I think we started having issues around September 20th, which is the week after this. I don't know. Anyways, so I forget how to read this Nitrodyne thing. But I'll do a Nitrodyne video later. Alright, monthly. So far, my score for this month is 983. The average driver is 887. So I'm still 100 points above average, right? September. My score, what? This doesn't even make sense. It's saying it's the same. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Weekly. This week, my score is still 928. The average is 895. So I'm still like 30, 40 points above average. Right? Last week, I'm just barely above average. Average is 892 and I'm 903. The week before that, the average is 888. I'm 937. The week before that, the average is 886. I'm 950. So, I don't know how the total month I'm like 100 points above average when on average each week I'm only about probably 50 points above average. I don't know how they calculate all that, but I'm still above average, right? With my whole Nitrodyne stuff. Even on my bad days, I'm still better than average. So I know I'm one of the safest drivers here. In fact, when I had my deal with Catherine, she's like, I'm constantly having to have talks with drivers about safety and logs and this and that and whatever. And the whole year you've been here, I've never had to have a conversation with you. This is the first time we've had to have a sit down, and you've been here almost a year. You know? Why are they giving me grief when I'm one of the better drivers here? You know? They don't have problems with me. All I want is my fucking home time like I was promised. But that's too much to ask, apparently. So, I guess they're going to lose a good driver. All right, I got to go. Bye.